Hello, hello! We might have it. I might be live. I might have been sitting staring at the screen blankly and saying nothing for 5 minutes. But yeah, hi. Happy Sunday, everybody. And we actually have Heart and Soul Creations in the house. Happy Sunday from Virginia. Hello there. How is everybody doing? How has your week been? Today we'll be doing another Maker's Box. It's nearly the end of the month. I've been sitting on this box for about 3 weeks now. It is here in the background, another Maker's Box. All the details of these boxes are in the description. It's a monthly subscription box, and today into frame is going to be a large sleeping fox. So if you're interested in felting along, hay fever. If you're interested in felting along, this is looking like it's going to need some. Oh, my phone's just started telling me about. Shush. Google on my phone just started telling me all about hay fever because I coughed. Wonderful. Anyway, if you're interested in making this large curled up fox, it looks like you're going to need some core wool, some foxy colour, and a bit of black and a bit of white. So if anyone's up for it, or as always, because I'm a little late with this, if you've already made a fox, don't forget to share it with the makers. Share it Ben McFuzzylugs, my Facebook page, or Pam Duthie's Crafty Friends, our Facebook group. Lily Tree is in the house as well. Hello, my dear. Right. Let's jump into the snazzy double cameras, and you can see the box. The only problem with this awesome cup that keeps everything really cool is I've got to remember and press the lid to actually get any juice out. And we have Steffi from the Makers in the house as well, so everyone behave. I've got to do it properly. Right? No, the Makers girls, ladies, are absolutely lovely. Okay. I haven't opened this, I just took off the red covering so I don't have to hide my address. Right, let's see what's in the box. As ever, beautifully packaged with lots of fun things in it. What have we got? Saying next month is going to be a fawn in the box. That should be coming soon. They do the fairy boxes, and for those who haven't been catching them, they're doing their happy place, doing lots of felting things on the YouTube channel, lots of things. Oh, and the fairy box, May is going to be a pansy flower fairy, and June is going to be a forget-me-not fairy. Awesome. Amethyst packs, bunny kits, all sorts of things you can get from the Makers. Not sponsored. Oh, and we have instructions to make a ladybird brooch. That sounds fun. We might do that sometime. And into my nice little red tissue paper, the Maker's Box newsletter. This is Maker's Box number 35. Wow, you guys have been doing it for that long. That is awesome. And it's going to be our sleeping fox. So if you're going to join in at any point with this, what you need, what is in the box: 80 grams of basic core wool, 40 grams of Shetland and white, 40 grams of foxy mix, 1 gram of black, strong string, and horsehair for whiskers. Ooh, need scissors, glue, and sewing needle for the whiskers. We might not get into that, or we might. We'll see how we get. I didn't bring any glue up with me, and there's descriptions on the subscription box. Who have we got in the house? Faith Mother Goddess, hello from Norfolk. Hello there. And Lena's in the house. Hey there, Lena. Creative Living, Saint, I can't do the rest just now. I could be a hand model. Oh, thank you for. I always used to be really paranoid about my hands because, like, they're massive, and people used to want to make me do alien face hugger things with them. So thank you so much, Lena. Love the ladybug brooch. In the UK we call them ladybirds, but I know the rest of the world call them ladybugs. I know they're not birds, but I just think it sounds nicer. But yes, it looks lovely. And yay, sleeping fox. I love this. Once lockdown is over, I'll order this. Awesome. Okay, as ever, I am sure the instructions yet with a ruler on the side, which I am totally loving. And yes, beautifully explained instructions. Oh, I'm intrigued what's going on here. Right, we'll get to that in a minute. I have to sniff my wool. Oh, here we go. We've got another little tag with the flesh pink. I actually have a big bag of flesh pink for a project I want to show you all at one point, but I haven't got round to it yet. And here's string. I'm wondering if I should have had scissors. I probably should have had scissors. I think they're downstairs. And that'll be the horsehair for the biscuits. Alright, let's get the box out of the way because I'm running out of room here. Have I got scissors up here? I don't want to leave you all and go downstairs. I should have scissors. Maybe in my tools drawer, would that make sense? I have tools drawer behind me. Scissors? Hello, scissors? We'll manage somehow or another. So well planned here. I should probably check these things before I come to felt them. But here, this bag is stuffed full with everything. So that's obviously our black. And this will be the good white. Oh, that's really nice and soft. And smells nice and sheepy. And our foxy colour. Yep, that's definitely foxy. Nice. I'm seeing variegated. Don't know how well it shows up on the camera. But there's little bits of more orange and more yellows. That's a really nice colour. Perfectly foxy. And this will be our core wool. As ever. Oh, I know, I'm weird. Smells great. Core wool is easier to felt with, but does have little bits of vegetable matter in, which is absolutely no problem. That tends to fall out as you felt, or won't get in the way of the final piece anyway. But that's a really nice core wool. Okay, I'll just check the chat and then we'll get started. After a quick refreshment break. Diana, you're not getting your box until next week. Will the video be available after tonight? Absolutely. All my live videos, I don't delete them. They're there, warts and all, so you can felt along with me when you get your box. Everything will be live there. And I think the makers did a video on this as well. Or you did an opening the box. I've lost track of days and times and everything that's happening just now. But yes, you're about to felt along with me also. Lily Tree, scissors have the uncanny knack of wandering off. Don't they just? I have my good scissors. I know where they are downstairs, but that is probably not the best idea for a live stream for me to just wander off. So we'll manage with what we've got. But yeah, I'm excited because when I looked at when I had a sneak peek in here, these instructions look interesting. There's something different going on here. So. And I like that. I like learning new ways of doing this because I have been felting since 2008, so it's always awesome to get new ways to do things. Diane, you're most welcome. And the makers, we also have a fox pack to make the snoozing fox like this. It has no tools, but it has the instructions. Cool, you can see it on the live stream. Awesome. Okay, our normal warnings. Awesome. Beware, needles are sharp. Yep. Important note explaining about the needles, which is awesome. Okay, so split the rougher cream coloured core wool in half. Oh, that kind of already is in half. Awesome, thank you. When they're packing the box, they must get right. Pam's a bit of an idiot. We'll make it a bit easier for her. Using one half, make into a rough triangle shape about 30 centimetres across. Make a rough triangle shape about 30 centimetres across. Take the string. This is totally new with me, using string. And and tie it around the middle of the triangle, top to bottom. Right, I'm just gonna, can I snap this without scissors? Oh, is it? Oh, hang on, they're saying don't need scissors till the end for whiskers. So is this in length? Nope, this is all one length. Okay, using an arm length of string. Can I actually snap this? I don't think I can snap this. Ah! Scissors! Why do I not have scissors? Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have known this. Right, there must be something. For those that right, there's two types of crafters in the world. There's the totally organised ones that have brilliantly tidy craft rooms, and there's the other ones that have tidy right up to the place where people can't see. Oh, I found a knife. Will a knife work? A knife might work. Yay! I did it. Cool. I had a knife. Don't even that, right? I had a knife for scraping off chalks to do pastels, to do shading on things. So, yay! Okay, so take the string and tie it lightly around the middle of the triangle from top to bottom, which in my head is like that. Okay, so, this is... So I'm good or quiet while I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, tie tightly around the middle of the triangle from top to bottom. That's kind of... Oh, I think I'm getting this. I think I'm getting this. As I say, I've never used a string like this before. So yeah, this is totally new for me. So yeah, excuse me when I go quiet. I'm just going like, what? What am I doing here? I really should read these first, but it's more fun. Working outwards, wind tightly around the core will allow... Right, I see. We're making a kind of horseshoey shape here. Right, wrapping that, if you guys can see what I'm sort of doing, and wrapping this. So I've got a sort of curled up shape. A croissant shape. Yes, that's perfect. I don't think I used enough string. I'm not totally following this exactly. Sorry, girls. But anyway, we're kinda... I'm getting there. It's not perfect. I'm sorry. It's not perfect because I'm reading and doing at the same time, but I'll be able to fix it. So everybody who's doing this, make sure and actually read what you're supposed to be doing first. But we've got something. Okay, split the other wool in half again. Done that. Choose which side of the croissant shape will be your leg area and which will be the neck head area. Use one half to build up bulk on the inside and top of the leg and thigh. Okay, so we will for no reason go with this side. By laying the wool in place. Okay, yeah, so we're going to use a bit more string. Oh, this is fun. So I'm going to add this chubby leggy area to this area. I'm just going to dive in. I can't not felt, so I'm going to dive in and felt a little bit. So we've got a croissant-y area and a leggy area. That kind of shows up on the camera. I'm very bright today. It's because the sun's actually shining. Yeah. I know the string's there to help me do this quicker, but I just like felting. Okay, so felted in place as well. head core, use the remaining half of the cream core wool, roll it into a ball and then wrap tightly with string. The maker saying the Foxy mix is our own custom mix. It is awesome. I can see that's a lovely blend. First time we designed our own, it was exciting. Oh, fantastic! I would love to get my hands on a card art and blend, because I have such a lot of colours all lying about the place. So yeah, that's super fun. Faith Mother Goddess, looking forward to getting yours in the near future. So excited to be made by a professional. I am not a professional at this. I felt what I felt, but I'm definitely not a professional by any means at this. I'm figuring it out as I go along as well. Okay, so I have a head ball. So we have a chubby croissant and a head ball so far. Lily, yeah, no scissors but a knife. Hey, I found something. It's a start. Lisa, caught up on part 3 of the elephant. Looked amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was happy that turned out. The elephant's over there somewhere, but I think he's fallen on the floor. Faith Mother, now that's scary. Faith saying, Steffi says if you twist the knot twice it holds better for the double knot. Awesome. Extra strong string, not sure about scissors. Teeth, yeah, I would probably, I don't want to break my teeth live on air, so thankfully found a knife. Lily Tree could make a croissant with legs. Do it. Do it. I'm doing great. Thank you very much, guys. I'm trying. I know with all these, when you're following someone else's directions, you end up with the weirdest things, and then it all comes together. And I know the makers are very good at giving the directions that actually work. But yeah, it always goes through phases of like, what? Okay, muzzle, split up 1/4 of the white wool, which that's about 1/4. Looks good to me. If it's not already, shape the 1/4 of white wool into a piece roughly the size of your hand. That looks hand. Fold in half from right to left. Roll up from the bottom, keeping the fibres very tight at the right hand. You're making me need to know my left from my right. Yeah. Right hand, the folded side. This will form part of the muzzle which protrudes from the face. The left hand side for attaching. Gotcha. So roly, roly, roly. So that's going to be his nose. That's going to attach. Cool. And again, yeah, I'm going to say, for me being a professional, I don't tend to make projects this size. My felties are like tiny, so this is a complete challenge for me. It's funny, you get good at what you're used to doing. I really struggle with big projects where I know a lot of people can't work in the sort of tiny details. I do have a little foxy back there. Let's even full face. It's very old little foxy. He's getting a bit dusty now, but I made a little fox ages ago, so he is like the size of the head of the one I'm making. So that's the difference. That's what I'm used to making. That's my speciality. Back to 2 cameras. Right. Begin stabbing the right hand side. Did I lose track? That's it. Stab deeply. You're trying to make this smaller, tighter and firmer. Cool. So yeah, so now all I'm wanting to do is get his nose nice and firm just now. Cool. yeah, so what's everybody been up to? Funny thing, I was slightly even getting a bit of a tan here. I was just laughing and thinking the other day, all the high maintenance girls will be starting, their colour will be wearing off while my colour is growing as I'm spending more time outside, which I would normally do this time of the year anyway. I'm trying to make sure and get my government prescribed walk every day. And I've seen so many pictures of my female friends whose like nails are growing out and looking horrible, and they're worrying what they're going to do, whereas yeah, mine are just natural. I have the hair is growing in now. I haven't bleached that, I haven't done that for a while, which I totally can do myself, but I'm intrigued to see what colour actually grows in. I've not seen my real hair colour since I was about 17, I think. That's a long time ago. So yeah, that's what's happening here. But I've been trying to, while I'm out on my walk, my phone, don't speak to me just because I mention your phone, my phone has a tracker on it to keep track of your activity and stuff. So I've been trying to do those 10,000 steps that the government say we're supposed to do, and yeah, sometimes that's quite a bit longer than I realised, but it's been awesome. We've got round about me, I make it sound, and in my pictures it looks like I live out in beautiful countryside, and I really don't. But there's areas behind me that were factories that have been pulled down, and the area's rewilding itself. So I walk out in bits where there's just about nobody. Me and Mia, we see deer just about every day. We see all sorts of wildlife because nobody else goes there, and it's fantastic. Faith Mother, he's adorable. Oh, thank you so much. I know you're good. Oh, thank you. Watched you before, just never been able to watch live. Awesome. Yeah, never been able to watch live before the lockdown. Always a silver lining. Yeah, do you know, there is lots of silver linings. If everyone's taking a bit of time to spend a bit of time being still and just doing things they love, then kind of the lockdown, let's find the positives in it that we can. So that's cool. Little Bird Live, hello, awesome new camera angle. Thank you so much. I have my second webcam up there, tied to the up there's the loft bed, so it's tied up to the loft bed, hanging down. But I thought this was so much easier way to be able to see what I'm doing. It makes life so much easier without me having to go like, yeah. Lisa, upcycled 2 mini wooden cheese boards with vinyl letters to hang on my kitchen wall. That sounds really cool. Great job. Need to see that. Yeah, that sounds cool. So what do they say now? Right, where did we get to? Split? Wow, I've only been on half an hour and I can't speak. Spread out the loose fluffy fibres at the left hand side. Take the ball I made for the head and lay the muzzle against the lower half of the ball. Yep. Attach. And leave the back of the ball unfelted. Okay, so I'm trying to attach the muzzle to the head. See how this goes. But yeah, I can see that's working as a fox's nose. It keeps wanting to slide up more to the middle, but I want it lower down, so we've got the bulk of the head. We've got the bulk of the head and then the little bit of nose poking out. And yeah, for this, it's so big. Look, I know plenty of people just want to use felting mats all the time, but if you're looking for a time to practice not using a felting mat, this is probably pretty good, because this is so big that I shouldn't actually be getting through to my hand. So if you feel like being brave, now's the time. But yeah, if you're not confident and you're just starting out, a felting mat really can help to secure your fingers, because that way you felt down and you move the piece around and you're always felting away from your hands. But if you're going to go for felting without a mat. Take your time, concentrate, don't be talking to a camera. It's not really the best way to do things, but I've had a lot of practice. Little Bird Blythe just finished making a junk journal. Awesome! I have to confess that my journal, my apocalypse journal that I was all excited about making and I totally started using and I was loving it, and then yeah, things got not so great in the apocalypse and it kind of went behind yeah, I forgot about it for quite a bit, so that's a pain. I was all excited, I had my Tank Girl theme and everything going on. I might try it again in the future. I'm trying to get a little bit more motivated and a little more into a routine, but yeah, and people are putting out on Facebook, sharing lots of memes, and it's quite right that you don't have to do all the things. You don't have to learn a new skill and be a superwoman and be super fit and do everything while those of us who are in lockdown are still in lockdown, because just sitting in binging on Netflix is still saving the world. And yeah, if that's all you're doing, you're still doing something. So yeah, I'm trying not to be too mean to myself if I'm not doing all the things, but still trying to keep going. Like I say, doing my 10,000 steps walk every day in the sunshine and burning myself a nice shade of pink, trying to keep up with the videos, trying to keep up with you guys. But if I haven't answered your comments or everything in the video, I am reading them all. I just haven't had a chance to get to everybody yet, so I'm super sorry about that. I've always tried to reply to every comment, but they got away from me a little bit, so I'm trying to catch up. Lisa, one says what's for tea and the other is get your own snacks, obviously aimed at the kids. Oh, brilliant. That's cool. What's for tea and get your own snacks. Lily, thought it'd be better set to make myself mask face coverings. Still not official government advice here, but I can see it coming. Yeah, same. In Scotland, it's not official guidelines yet, but they have suggested perhaps in supermarkets and places where you are in close proximity, and very much people who are having to use public transport, that face coverings is a good idea, but not medical grade ones, because they're needed for the medical folk, because we didn't order enough in time, basically. Not to get too political, I try and not go too political in my videos, but yes, we don't have enough for our medical people, so some kind of face covering. My mum's been making some out of old t-shirts. There's if you're here, Mum, and you can share it, she's found some YouTube videos that are completely no-sew face masks that you just cut up old t-shirts and tie them on, and there you go. And now we can walk into shops with our faces covered and not get arrested. Before all this happened, I did see this coming, because we saw what was happening in China. So even before the lockdown, I tried to order some, but I couldn't get any ordered of that kind of like standard ones. But I got some cycling masks, which I'll probably be able to use. I also have a bandana with like a lower half of a skull face on it, which tickles me. It probably doesn't amuse everybody else seeing me, but I don't care. But yeah, so yes, probably the next stage in the UK will be face masks. I think in a lot of states in America, face masks are advised, if not legal. I think some places in Europe very much so, and in Asian countries has been a lot more standard ever since. So that's why, if you can make them, face masks are still selling great on Etsy, and I think we're gonna have that announcement in the UK probably in the next week. So for UK sellers, I can see face masks are going to be a thing more here soon. So yeah, get in with making them. And I'm looking on eBay. If you haven't looked, like, face masks are going for like £15, which seems crazy. Should have bought them 2 months ago when they were like £2. Thanks, Mum, saying it's Jan Howell on YouTube. No, so face mask, but it looks good. Yeah, Mum looked like she was going robbing banks, so that's exactly what we want. Lily Tree's trying to decide how bandit she wants to make her face masks. Exactly. But yeah, watch, guys. You've probably all been seeing on Facebook. There's adverts all the time for face masks and things, and quite a lot of time when I click on them, my virus protector's clicking in and going, "Whoa, you sure you want to go there?" So be careful what adverts you're clicking on. Go to that word that I'm trying to say there. Go to places that you know, or like Etsy and eBay and stuff, that at least you know you've got some protection to order them, because there's a lot of fly-by-night sites appearing. That being said, a few months ago there was a site that kept getting advertised on Facebook, and it was for these gorgeous tribal clothing, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a go, and I ordered a kind of belt thing with pockets and stuff on, which I thought would be useful. Not like a bum bag or a fanny pack. Americans, ask your British friends what that means in British, because it's not the same word at all. But anyway, so far cooler than a bum bag. But yeah, so I'd ordered that, and then nothing was coming. I didn't hear anything, and I looked online, and everyone was saying, "Oh, this site's been shut down. This site's a dodgy one." You know, reviews on like Trustpilot are saying this is a terrible site. And then a month later, I got my belt. So even though it was saying it was a terrible site, it wasn't actually. But in general, yeah, be careful of those ads that spring up on Facebook. Alright. I'm an idiot. I'm using my least stabby needle and wondering why no stabbing's going on. That's my finishing needle. Yeah, for those who don't know, felting needles come in different coarsenesses. So the more coarse, the bigger the grabby bits on the needle, and the quicker it'll felt, but also the more pressure it takes to force into the felt, and the more it'll kind of deform the felt with each stab. So you've got to find a balance of getting the right needle. That you want one that felts fast enough that you're not here all day like I've just been, but also that doesn't that can give you a kind of reasonably smooth finish. If you try and go too far with a big deep stabby needle, you can see how this is sort of getting textured as I'm felting. If you use too stabby a needle, every stab will like really dimple it up. But if you don't use enough, you'll be sitting chatting for like months and no felting's going on. I was wondering, I'm going like, this is not getting firm as fast as I would expect it to, but wrong needle. Idiot. The makers, bit ironic your bit ironic your virus protection is asking, are you sure you want to go this product for virus protection? I didn't even catch that. Well done. I was trying to get a virus protection mask, and my virus protection told me it wasn't a safe site. Well done. A little bird Blythe, it's like a cloud at the moment. It's very therapeutic. It is. I love all sorts of crafts, and I've enjoyed, like, I would love to have a kiln and make pottery and stuff, but I really like the fact that needle felting takes so long. You've got this thing that just kind of sculpts out over time, and you can just sit, and you can see how much attention I'm paying to this. I'm just sitting here and playing about with it, and slowly over time it starts to become something that's not quite just a cloud. But it is super therapeutic, I think. I do love it. It's an awesome craft. craft, art, bit of both, yeah. Craft and an art form. So I think that's coming on kind of a little more head-like. Using the right needle helps a whole ton. And using string is a great idea for these bigger pieces to get it held together, because the tighter you roll it up in the first place, what that means is you get more bang for your buck. With every stab, it's seeing more fibres at the one time, so it's got more chance of, so each stab does more at the one time, basically. So if you take your time to tie this off like really nice and tightly and get it into a good shape before you even start stabbing, you've got less stabbing to do. But if you're like me and you're paying attention to 40 different things all at once, then you'll maybe be stabbing forever. Okay, so yeah, you can flatten the end of the snoot by stabbing directly into it. For anyone new to felting, felt compresses in the direction that your needle's going. That's the neighbour's dog's barking. Let's see if Mia starts barking. But anyway, so if you want to make the snoot shorter, you would felt in that away, and that flattens the end and brings it in. If you want to make it thinner, then you felt in like this and keep the needle moving in all directions all at the one time. And you can also squish it into submission a little bit. If I hold it in a kind of shape that I like and quickly felt that, that'll hold it in the place. And you can see I'm moving the needle round the circle to keep sculpting it into the shape that I want. If you just felt all in the same one place, you'll just make a dimple in that one place and it won't be cool. A little bird Blythe, so true. I think crafters are a bit reluctant to call themselves artists sometimes, but what you create is art. Thank you so much. And yeah, that is super true. You kind of, when you say artist, you think of someone floating around in a caftan with paint in their hair, or you know, sculpting in marble or something. But all of this, everything that we're creating pretty much is art. Right, are you holding together yet, little guy? Again, this I would probably, with a head about this size, I would at least put on one show on the telly, put on one episode of a show and sit and spend that amount of time just sitting perfecting this kind of shape, and then move on to the next bit after I've done that. So I am totally going much faster than I would in real life, but I kind of find that when I started out with this, I would stop felting much earlier on, so I would have stopped like way before this stage and have a much likelier felted thing. But let's move on. Okay, felt 2 holes for eye sockets around where the nose joins the face, so eye sockets somewhere in about here, methinks. I won't go too deep with these just now because I can always come back and make them even better. But just making a little dent, and that gives me an idea where his eyes are going to be. He's a sleepy fox, so he's going to have closed eyes. Let's go on to the next page. I'm excited. Okay. Oh, we're attaching the head to the body. Spread out the loose fibres at the neck and position the head. Don't put the head on upside down. There we go. Position the head so it follows the curled up shape of the body. Press the head against the body and felt. Yep. And yeah, keep the neck pressed in so it doesn't get all elongated. So he doesn't have so he's a fox, not a snake. Gotcha. And oh, nice nice tips. If it's tricky to get the head attached, lay a thin piece of the white over it to help secure. I'm just going to turn him upside down, but making sure that I felt from the neck into the head and back again, so the fibres go from one side into the other, and I'm keeping his leg end free and just felting the neck into the head. So what's everybody creating at the moment? When not doing this guy, I am currently just finishing off a dash hound that's about this size. Actually, I don't often make them big, so it takes me a lot longer to deal with the big ones. I just sent off last week a golden retriever and can't remember what the other breed of dog was, in the big size as well, so people are asking for big sizes, which is like a total surprise. But I sent them off to America, and this is the strangest thing. It's been taking a week for a parcel from me in the UK to reach other people in the UK, which is totally understandable. The postmen are doing the best they can just now. But the parcels that I sent to America got there in 6 days, which is amazing at the best of times, let alone in a global pandemic. Well, there we go, I said it. I said it, that's me got my video demonetized. But anyway, 6 days from the UK to America was super awesome. Where did we get to? The makers always think of crafters as people who love sharing their techniques and tips. Awesome, they just can't help it. Artists often keep it to themselves. Crafters can be artists, but not every artist's a crafter. That's lovely. Yeah, okay, I like that a lot better. But yeah, you do see that there's some people, and they kind of, it's fair enough, but they think they've got a. Yeah, I get it quite a lot. People will complain and say, oh, this person messaged my Etsy shop and asked me where I did a thing or where I got a thing, and you know, what a cheek, trying to find out where my stuff came from. And I think it's sad that people think like that, because if what you're making is truly art, then someone else can't copy it exactly. They're not going to make what you make. And if you share with them where you get your materials and everything else from, then that supports your supplier, and it helps your supplier keep going, like the makers. I have no problems telling you where I get my wool from or these kits from, because that helps the makers. And if you just keep your raw material supplier all hidden away to yourself, then they might not be getting enough to make a living, and they might go bust, and you'll have to find someone else. So I always say, don't be offended if people ask where you get your stuff from. Feel free to tell them. And basically, firstly, the people that are asking you, quite often they're not the people that were going to buy from you anyway, but sometimes it happens. I have felters that have bought from me, and I've bought from felters. It's nice to see other people's work, but you know, the chances are they weren't going to buy from you anyway. So if you become the expert on that, if you're the person helping them out, then you can make affiliate links from recommending people. Like if you see a kit on Amazon, sometimes I'll put up Amazon links, and that just means if you buy from there, then I make a little bit of money from that. But you know, yeah, it helps the other people. Anyway, tangent totally. Oh, Faith Mother Goddess making a cute cuddly dragon, having watched the live tutorial. I've totally gone to town on it. Awesome, I love dragons. I've always got dragons about here. Don't know if he's quite cute and cuddly, but yes, I've always got my little dragon here. Love dragons. Oh yeah, projects I was going to try. I've still got the dog. I've got to do the dog, but I was going to keep this a secret, but I totally am not going to now. There was a post going around Facebook, and it was talking about weeds. It was talking about dandelions as being awesome weeds. Is there something weird going on? No. I was talking about dandelions being awesome weeds, and they had someone had drawn a picture of a lion as a dandelion, so his mane was all the petals of the dandelion and stuff like that, and I just thought, I want to make that in 3D. So that's a project if you want to join me. And yeah, that just looked so cool. So at some point I'm going to make a dandelion. We do have the dog still to do. I believe Sleeping Fawn kit should be coming at some point. And oh yes, I made a tiger stencil to go with the elephant, so I'll be making a tiger at some point. So yeah, lots of projects to do. Got to get more into this instead of enjoying time outside. Right, I think I'm going to take a little bit of this white I'm not happy with how I'm fixing up this end of the neck, so we'll just do a little bit extra there. What's the chat doing? Faith. And in return, the makers brought me to you. Yeah, exactly. That's a community. I don't see any benefit from me hiding the makers from you or me from the makers. We're a community that can all help each other. I am learning so much from doing these kits with the makers, and hopefully, I can bring some people to them and they can bring some people to me. So that's awesome. Diana, hi there. Happy Sunday. Hello there. Lily Tree should sort out and make a dragon. Absolutely. Alina, random question, have I ever made a duck? I have not made a duck. I made the chick, who is just out of shot. Made the chick a few weeks ago, but I've never made a duck. It's perhaps something I should consider. It's not something I've ever been asked to make, and if I'm not making a video, I tend to not be able to make the same flights of fancy as I would like to. Okay, right, let's move on a little bit. The next step will cover the body with white. Put approximately 1/3 of your remaining white wool, which is about that much. And this is good, this will help firm this out because my croissant was getting sugary. Wool bats have thin layers that can be peeled apart. They do indeed. If you have a multi-needle tool, this could be helpful to speed this part up. Yeah, I don't. Laying them and felting them to attach to my core shape. Awesome. Yes. Well, I do have a multi-needle tool, I just haven't attached it with multi-needles. Alright, let's just get this. I'll start peeling first of all. And this will cover up all the wool, all the thread as well, which is cool. I'm just taking little strips of this white and covering it all over, and then we're going to felt. And this might take a little while, so bear with me, guys. Oh, the maker's forever grateful for you helping get the live streams up and running. You're most welcome. I'm so glad I was able to help with that, because the more filters we've got live streaming, I think it's a really cool thing. And hey, it helps us all. If everyone's used to coming on and seeing a stream of people, wow, that is so white on the camera. That is just like a big white fluffy cloud indeed now. Yeah, the more people are used to just sitting and watching felting, the less weird it seems when people come on my stream and are like, what are you doing? So yeah, totally welcome. And I think it's really cool at this time in the world. People like, I'm helping out a friend just now who runs a club. We're doing online club nights, so he's DJing from his front room. So I was helping set up that stream. Yeah, it's all really kind of fun. All this technology that I've been working on for a few years has come in handy, and it's given me time, like, to set up the 2 cameras and to do something, make it a little more professional, hopefully. Little guy. Okay, I really wish I had a multi-needle tool with me. I do. I'd ordered, I think I got some from the makers a couple of months ago. I'm losing track of time. Literally no idea what time it is just now. It's spring or summer just now. It's definitely lovely weather, so I know that much. But yeah, I'm not sure how long ago, but I did order a multi-tool, but I haven't used it yet. This would be the perfect time and the perfect size. But I want to get him a little bit firmer because he's a bit wiggly. I should have listened to my own advice and tied him up a bit tighter, but I get impatient and I want to get started felting him and getting him nice and firm. And I never make things this size. But it's cool. I think the shape's kind of coming together a little bit. But never know this. Now that we've managed to do projects that last more than one video as well, so we'll see. I don't know how long this is going to take. I do want to kind of skip ahead and have a nosy at where I'm going next, but I'll be patient. So it's fun, like, about 2 years ago we did a small sleeping fox project. I can't remember who that was from, but someone sent us a kit, and that was great fun and completely different from how this one's going. So it's so much fun to see everyone's different take on things. To do these bit of thread there. To do these sleeping animals, I would generally make an entire fox, do the legs, do the tail, do everything, and get him to curl up like that. I would have the entire fox. It sort of never occurs to me to just do bits of the body. My mind doesn't work like that. I make the full thing and then put it in position. So I am loving these different ideas of ways to do it. And yeah, adding the top layers will help him firm up, absolutely. Yes, I just want to get him a little bit smoother, because look, in the picture you've got such a beautifully smooth felted piece here, and mine's a little bit floppy, so I want to at least get him a little bit firmed up. But this is so weird, working with something so big, so unusual for me. Good practice. Doesn't look like a croissant now anyway. It definitely looks like something a little bit sleeping. But I'll get this back end a little more firm, and then we'll work on adding the top layers. I'm excited to do that too. His neck is a little floppy still, and it's my fault. I should have tied him tighter. So if you're doing this, really take the time. I think I've got tons of string left. I'm not sure where I put it. There's tons of string. Tie him up really nice and super firm, and that'll mean less felting for you. Again, I tend to work off of an armature, so I would wrap tightly onto the armature. And the makers do tutorials with awesome armatures. You do them like, yours are different than mine, and I really love your little method of how, that sounds patronising. I don't mean patronising, I mean cute. But I love your method of how you do, oh, it was a fox tutorial, yeah, standing up fox, how you attach the legs to the body and have all that. Check out my videos for another maker's fox. I love making foxes. Oh really? How's my garden going? You have lots of seedlings sprouting. Awesome. My rhubarb's growing well. That I have very little to do with that. My strawberries are looking pretty good. I have, what do I have? The tomato seedlings are doing fantastic. I will start thinking about getting them, some of them, out of the house. But the rest, my bit of the garden that I'd sorted out that I was going to plant things in, the dogs both decided to take quite a bit of a like to that, and to be honest, Mia's been using that as her little bed and a little toilet as well, just to pee in. But yeah, so I'm just leaving that bit. She goes in, digs it up a little bit, and makes it up into a bed. So so I don't know that there'll be much growing in there. I've got a couple of tubs outside, like little troughs, that I'm gonna start putting some salad leaves in. Hopefully that'll grow nicely. I've got a herb garden that is going insane again. But that's about it for me just now. I will need to do a little bit more. I don't know if the garden centres are open with us yet, and the supermarkets don't have much in the way, and I kind of ran out of compost. But yay! Lots of seedlings sprouting sounds awesome. The makers of dragon tutorial that Faith referred to. Yeah, we have a bear hug kit. Makes 2 bears, and you buy a second. You buy a second kit to send to a friend who needs a hug. That's lovely. That is so cute. Yes, I do love these. Getting things to give to a friend as well. That's so lovely. Okay, right. Should we move on? He will get firmer as we go. Remember to keep the legs still separate as it is. Making out the spine. Ooh, this is new. Tease out a thin piece of the coloured wool. Oh, I just looked into the lights and now I've got specs before my eyes. Starting at the middle of the back of the head, working the way down. This helps you visualise how the fox is curled up. So it's going down. Gotcha, yes. Ooh. Little guy. That should probably be a good bit thinner than that, but anyway, there we go. So that's his spine, and then shoulders and hips the same way. So your shoulders would be about here, I think, in my fox. That's still on screen just about. And your hips, little guy, about here somewhere. Yeah, and then the tail will come out from there. Cool, this is exciting. Put aside half of the foxy colours for the ears and the tail. Gotcha. And there we go. That's the one with the wire armature. And Skywolf, hi there. How big is this fox? He is about a 30 centimetres curled up fox. I have measuring here, thanks to the makers. Okay, so I've split off half of my red. Leave the bottom half of the nose muzzle and cover the rest of the fox. Eee. Exciting. We'll see. Don't know how much longer we're going to be on because that's 5 o'clock, so we might come back to him at a later live stream because I don't want to rush him. But we'll start covering my fox. This colour is so nice and foxy. I don't know how well it's coming over on the stream, but it's a really nice foxy colour. You girls did a great job. So I've left the underside of his nose white, and I'm just trying to cover the rest of him in orange. And then felting for smoothing him out. Skywolf, that's big. It is indeed, yes. This is way bigger than how I would normally work, so it's an exciting challenge. I'm not sure. Are we supposed to go underneath as well? I'm going underneath. Let me know if we're not supposed to. There might not be enough to cover. I'll do on top first, and then if there is enough, I'll go underneath. I don't want to run out and him not be able to have his big tail. That looks much more foxy. From my angle, it looks much more foxy once you've got the fox colour on him, for sure. And it's not even firmed up yet. Oh, Faith, really struggle with smaller detailed things. Most of my makes are either flowers or big things like lions, bunnies, and soon to be fox. Yeah, everybody has different. Some people are like super good at the really big things, and that's just not what I've practiced really. So yeah, we're all different. Okay, yeah, maybe not going underneath, because I want to have loads left for his tail. He's going to have a big flamboyant tail. But yes, definitely. In fact, this fox is nearly the size of Mia curled up. I'm not even kidding here. It is so big. It's like nearly actual life size to my dogs. And Mia's quite fox sized, so it's nearly a life sized fox. And it's so soft and lovely. But yes, just get on. Yeah, that looks so much better already. It's got a lot of smoothing to go, but yeah, it feels much better once I get the colour on. Oh, it does say cover underneath as well. I should read ahead, but we'll get to that. I want to make sure I've got enough for the top first of all, and I can come back underneath later. But yeah, I think I'll just do a little bit of firming up here, and then this is where we will leave him for today. Hey little guy. And then I can do a little bit of firming up off camera, because you know I'm just going to be doing like 2 hours of this. So rather than you see me doing 2 hours of this, I'll do that off camera, and then we'll come back to him at that stage. So if you guys have any questions, comments or suggestions, you've got 5 minutes to pop them in the chat, and then yeah, we'll be calling it a day. Hopefully I'll be able to get more live streams in this week. We'll have to see what's happening. But yeah, I will let you know when the next stage of this guy will be up. But that's the difference. As soon as I put on his pelt, his coat, it looks so much better. But yes, I think we will be we'll be here for 17 hours if I do the whole thing immediately. A little break sounds good. Skywolf, don't leave us, Pam. I have to go and get food. I need fed, and I've got to let Mia out to play in the garden again to water my plants. But yeah, I think that will do us for now. Let's see if I can do this. Full face. Look, big this is. There's his nose, yeah. It's bigger than my head. But I think it's going to be really cute once I get it. But just now we have a croissant with a head at either end and a nose. Lily, he's looking good so far. Thank you so much. He's getting there. He's getting there. And next time is going to be, it's going to come together so soon. I can just see that. But I really want to get this bit all firmed up. So guys, yay! Thank you all so much for joining me. If you want to follow along, this will be on the replay. And bear in mind as well, everyone's saying he's huge, and I totally agree. If you're not used to doing things in this size, what I've always tended to do, whenever I watched people doing videos in the past, I've tended to at least half the size of things that I'm making while I'm following along. So if you don't want to make something quite so big, you could use the kit to make 2 wolves, two foxes. He's definitely on the right track. Thank you very much. Can you make a wolf or a 4-legged dragon? I can indeed. I don't have any wolves just now, but they're some of the first things I've made. But yep, I'm planning to make another dragon again at some point. I'll definitely have to do that. Because the sleepy thing is so popular with everybody, I've wanted to do a sleepy dragon. I do have plans. I have a friend who's learning pottery, and she made this most gorgeous sleepy dragon, and I asked if we can I'm doing the hand thing. I asked if we could recreate it in felt, and she's good for us to do that. So I do have an idea for a sleepy dragon. I might have to be checking out all my colours and seeing what else I need to order. But yeah, so there we go. But everyone, you have an awesome week. Yeah, catch you later.